Good morning, y'all. I was blowing. We got to get back on topic. I just came to kick it for a minute before I start my workout. It's a Sunday. I see I'm going to have to, there's no way around it. I'm starting to understand this. I'm starting to understand why celebrities, entertainers, people who on a mission, people trying to do something, people on a mission, gradually make themselves unaccessible to their family and friends and shit. Like, it's like the crab barrel don't start. It's not no envy thing. It's just that everybody around you, they don't understand what the fuck is going on. They don't understand that you trying to take it to the summit and shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that. I hope y'all heard everything that I just said.
Good to see you.
What's good? Yeah, what I was saying was, I'm starting to understand I'm gonna have to probably eventually number unavailable to my family and shit like that. I am. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. I'm not giving this shit up, man. I work too fucking hard, man, and the fruits of my labor. The fruits of my labor is treating me real well. I'm gonna have to remove myself from everybody who is not directly involved in my business. I'm gonna have to start telling motherfuckers, family and relatives, y'all got to email me and shit. You know what I'm saying? West Philly, good morning. That just pissed me off, I ain't gonna lie. But, you know, what the hell is family and shit? Good morning, though. They don't get Gully TV as a brand. They don't. I get tired of telling them. Like, I'm not a regular person. Like, no matter how many times I fucking tell them, they gonna still send me gossip from the family. Just the regular dumb shit, the regular shit that don't mean nothing to a motherfucker who on a mission. I guess that's gonna continue to be a part of my life unless I 100% eliminate all communications. Straight up, like, calling me for nothing. Anyway, good morning. Make sure y'all go to the website. I loaded it up over the weekend. Got like 160 joints up there and shit, man. Make sure y'all go get right. Lex Luger. That shit it shouldn't upset me, but just how I feed myself, yo, for real. Shit that matter to other people, it don't even matter to me. It don't interest me or nothing and shit. Like, I don't have problems and shit. I walk through problems and shit. Like, I don't stop to talk about it, nothing. If something happened, a calamity, I just keep it pushing and shit. Like, this is a frame of mind that I developed and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on a mission. But some motherfuckers, man. Miss CT was good. He said, family be drawn sometimes. Do they? I just had to flip on somebody that I loved the other day, man. Like, don't message me talking about some shit, there's some regular shit that's happening. I don't care about gossip. I don't care about who said what and shit like that. I don't care about none of that shit. It don't affect me. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Like, I got shit going on. I don't have a moment to spare. You know what I'm saying? He said, we gotta do as black men. Yeah, yup. I'm gonna go about making these changes today. So that would just happen. That ain't gonna happen no more and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's costing me not only money, but momentum, which is more valuable than money. Momentum is more valuable than money and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll write you too. Money you can get back. Momentum, you're not promised to get that back, straight up. He said, yeah, the gossip call, they be 20 minutes, you could be getting shit. I don't even care. Like, don't even care. Like, you talking to me about somebody I don't talk to. Like, you telling me some shit that I don't care. Like, buy something. The fuck? Share a video. Do something that will assist in the domination and shit. Ultimately, this shit's gonna turn into generational wealth. I can't take it with me. This is gonna go to someplace else. But New Jersey tapped in. Fucked up my live stream, man. Anyway, y'all said that they bombing in on Meek. I'm trying to understand why though. With the exception of Dean, I don't understand everybody else's issue and shit. I don't believe that a person can stop a person who has talent. I don't believe one person has that power. If you got talent, you should be able to boogie. Now, let me speak about this this Fat G situation, because when y'all asked me about it a couple of days ago, I wasn't all the way in tune with what was going on and shit, but I seen it. I can't believe, well, I can't say I can't believe. Whatever's gonna happen to you is gonna happen to you. I believe that it was written. That wasn't just the title of a song. I believe that that's real. Everything that's gonna happen to us was already written, right? I don't understand why Fat G's is out there having a verbal exchange, an encounter, or contact with them people that was in front of his house. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. That car that he was having that exchange with, that's where the murder came from, that car. I don't understand it. I don't. And I gotta share something that is a problem, right? Niggas don't be wanting to call the police. Niggas do not be wanting to call the police. He said he was pushing it up on the car multiple times. He didn't even own the streets. I'm like, my nigga, what is you doing, man? Like, what is you doing? He said he was panicking out of paranoia. Call the police. That's what they for. That's not snitching on nobody. It's a motherfucker in front of my crib, man. It's a strange car on my block. White people do it all the time. They'll call from down the street. You know what I'm saying? He said, did you hear him on the phone before? If he felt like that, right? He could have just called the police, or he could have went out his back door and went down the block and called the police, or went down the block to see what was going on with the wheel. Like, you know, people got surveillance now, you know what I mean? Cameras, monitors, and shit like that. Like, you can call the police. That's what the ring light and shit is for. That's what that's for. That's security and shit. Dudes be regular civilians and don't want to call the cops. Yeah, you an entertainer. You allowed to call the police if it's a motherfucker outside. Don't you have family, children? Like, if you feel like that, call the police. That's not snitching. There's a strange car outside of my house. It's looking funny. My house has been shot up. Can somebody come through here and see about this situation and shit? That probably could have been prevented. Shouldn't have approached that car once or more. I don't understand why he was up on that car like that, man. Like, he kind of like got away with it for a period of time before they really did the do. It just seemed like he was, I don't know if they came there to do him, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they came there to do them, because if they would have just went on ahead and did it. Like, they wouldn't have went through all of that rapping and shit. I kind of feel Tory Lanez fell victim to that too. He didn't want to provide info and it got him convicted. Our people act too tough to call the cops. Don't walk up the cars. It don't make sense. He said then they switched him up. Despite law enforcement and shit, we all responsible for protecting our own life and our own families and shit. Like, you have some say-so. I don't know why he didn't call the police. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And if he felt like that, like, he should have went out there with his gat, you know what I'm saying, and just got right to it. He said, I mean, right through the car window. I couldn't believe it. These non-street dudes want to hear the street rules that don't apply to them. Close range. That's a lot of shit that you see. It happens on here. It be people from their couch, from a secure environment, got good jobs, the regular life, talking about snitching. Talking about snitching. Influencing motherfuckers to, you know, I've never been like the type to fall victim to peer pressure and shit like that. Like, it don't mean nothing to me, but everybody ain't headstrong like that. I've had to do that in my family, and believe me, as much as you hate to do it, it became peaceful. I don't have to be bothered with the rhetoric. I'm talking about with brothers, sisters, when I get off the phone, I'm gonna tell them, I'm gonna tell my family, from here on out, you gotta go about contacting me like this, cause they disrupting shit, and I can't have that, like, for real. He said it's a backwards mind state. That's the mind state that is probably influenced by society and shit. Snitch, 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 snitch. Regular motherfuckers be talking about snitching and shit. Do you know that snitching is being involved with a crime with a motherfucker and shit like that? That's my understanding of snitching and shit. If your house catch on fire, who you gonna call? You gonna call the fucking fire department, right? You are. When somebody get to shooting and shit, if you get hit or if you don't, somebody's gonna call the police. The police are gonna come anyway. It's their job and shit. So I don't understand why people have a problem with these motherfuckers doing their job. Somebody's gonna call them. He said he seemed perked up. That probably could have been the case. He might have been high and paranoid or something like that, because all of that rapping, I don't understand it, man. Like, it was almost like he was, let's say them people wasn't there to do him. They was there for something else. Excuse me. He could have irritated them niggas or irritated the shooter and shit. Like, Philly is no nonsense. They don't play and shit. Like, probably 80% of the niggas there got thug in them and shit. For real. He said, if someone's plotting outside of my house, I'm not conforming them. Ghost, what's up? Good morning. He said they switched him down through the window. Through the window. Didn't even get out the car and shit. Shh. And he was rapping about, you know, the shit that was going on in his life. His little brother had just got shot when somebody shot up his crib the first time. And I gotta be frank. When you getting that type of attention, you probably living like that, or you might have did something, man. Like, motherfuckers be coming to your crib to spray and shit like that. I don't think regular people get that type of attention and shit. You know what I'm saying? Derek said, I ain't going back and forth with anyone. Me neither. He could have called the police, man. That's what they for and shit. He said, you gotta stay strapped in Philly. Who want to live like that? He said, why he didn't just move? Niggas call that keeping it real. Shh. Oh, yeah, it's low sport, Joe. Parker and shit. Thank you. He said he did sound like he was copping a plea. Man, he could have called the fucking police, man. He'd probably still be here. For real, like, it's crazy that you on camera that long with your assassin and shit. He said they wasn't trying to hear it. He could have called the police. Some strange car in front of my house. I don't feel right. My house has been previously shot up. Can we get a wellness check? One cruiser could have came through the block and made the shit hot. Just riding through. That probably could have changed things and shit. He said, and he had a gun. Damn. There's suburbs around Philly that's pretty nice. Sharon Hill, Upper Darby, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Norristown, all that type of shit. Bethlehem, Pottstown, the Poconos. It's places to move. Some people move to Delaware. It's places to go, you know, get out of harm's way. He was acting like the whole street was his. Yeah, he was like, this is my block. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It's not. You shouldn't have that type of frame of mind to where you feel like that. He said, feel like you need to have a gun. Oh, he said, feel like you need to have a vest on in Philly 24/7. That's a bad place. The spirit of death overtook his actions and had him acting irrational as fuck. When it's your time, it's your time. Rappers be thinking they tough. One thing that you said is true is when it's your time, it's your time. The world is round for a reason, man. If you put out a certain type of energy, you more than likely gonna get it back. So be careful of that. But he was out there having too much dialogue with the people that killed him. For real, like, I don't know if he pressed that on himself and shit. Like, they was there a long time. If somebody was there to bust your head, I would have think that they would have did it right, you know, when they had a chance, did it, and got the fuck on. Like, why stay there where you're gonna be under surveillance? Like, you're gonna be on camera. The longer the car stay there, the longer the record and shit. He said, how do you feel about DJ Academics and Meek Mill Act bringing all the Philly guys on? I'm glad you said that. DJ Academics is using them niggas. He using them guys. He's always had some type of conflict with Meek, and he's always wanted some type of interaction with Meek. I don't know if he ever had a Meek Mill interview. He's always had this thing with Meek. Meek. And he get Philly guys up there to talk about Meek. They being manipulated and shit. He's not gonna help them after the day, you know, after the interviews and shit. With the exception of Dean. Dean is the only one that I feel that has a legitimate gripe. Now, Quilly's just telling his truth or his story, but Academics brought him up there for that and shit. You know? And the shit that Quilly said, I believe him. Excuse me. He said he got that from Whack 100. He said, nah, Philly got the spotlight up there. If Philly had the spotlight, they wouldn't be doing what the fuck they doing and shit. You would be hearing more music. Their music would be as loud as these interviews. Their music would be trending in a conversation piece like these interviews. They would, you know what I'm saying? So you can't say that Philly got the spotlight when they're being recognized for some meek shit. You know what I'm saying? Quilly do look healthy. He said, I'm from Jersey. What do you think of the Philly rapper, Oh That's Ryder? Are you familiar with him? Yeah. He said, I think he nice, but he sound like Oskino. He is nice. He seems to like the hood. He like the hood life. He rap about the hood. I believe he stays in the hood. Some niggas be comfortable with that. I got homies from Philly that got money, but they still stay in the hood and shit. When you grow up in that shit, you probably become desensitized to it. So it's not a threat to you. It's home. With all the bullets flying and the death and everything, it's still home. That's probably the case with some guys. When you got money, man, money can buy you security. It can buy you distance. When I mean security, it can buy you a new address. Muslita Bay was dissing Meek too a few years ago. The criticism on Meek has been consistent. People thought that he was tripping, that he was, people didn't nobody like accept Muslita's campaign. Like people always side with the more popular person and shit. And a lot of times people will side with a rapper first, even if they wrong. Yeah. You think Pound Shot Pop should have taken that 20K from Meek? I do. If it was 20 for him to put in his pocket, not no 20 that he had to recoup or nothing like that. If it was 20 for him to put in his pocket, what's wrong with getting a clean 20 to sign a contract? Once you in the game, you're gonna get other checks, other opportunities will develop. Probably would have recouped that 20 the same week, doing features and shit like that. There be people on the outside in niggas' ears, man, tell them, no, don't do that, da-da-da. You know, you looking at another nigga lifestyle and feel that you supposed to get that. You know what I mean? He got a Rolex, he got diamonds. I can't buy that with 20. You're not supposed to buy it with 20. You're supposed to buy it with hard work. He said, I said that. He said, they just don't understand. Nah. I don't, ain't 20,000, ain't that good money? Ain't that good money to sign your name? Ain't 20 good money? Ain't that a nice little check? 20, some niggas never made 20,000 in the hood and shit. You know, selling drugs and shit like that. Some niggas never had 20 in their life. All he wanted was a signature. Ain't 20 good money? From the outside looking in, it seems like his crew started to turn on him after Teefy got locked up. Maybe Teefy was the bridge between Meek and the old crew. Maybe they was feeling a type of way. We gotta talk about the obvious. Little Snoop died. Little Snoop got killed. And Omillio, who was his cousin, he didn't get the proper push. Dean said that the last project that Omillio had submitted, it was pretty good. He just didn't get no support for it and shit. God bless the child that could hold his own, yo. He said, 20 is nothing to people like me and you. That can't, me and you two different people, number one. 20 is something to me. You know why? Because I'm invested $20,000. You gonna give me $20,000 that I can go invest. See, the 20, when he give it to you, you trying to go shopping with it and shit. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm gonna go to Joann Fabric and buy yarn 30% off. I just tripled the 20, turned it to 60 and shit. Just by going to buy the yarn 30% off and shit. You dig? And then I gotta go pump these knits and shit. It's gonna turn into like 80 or something like that. So I don't understand what you mean by the 20 ain't nothing. It is something. What the fuck, man? Like, you know what it is? A lot of niggas ain't hustlers, man. A lot of niggas can't hustle, man. A lot of niggas ain't hustlers, man. A lot of niggas can't hustle. He could have got that 20, bought a food truck and gave it to his family. Gave it to his mother and his aunts and shit. Let them go get the money back. You know what I'm saying? We got a brand new food truck. Brand new food truck, fully loaded. All we got to do now is file the license and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we legit with the health department and shit, and start pulling this motherfucker up on South Street and at, you know, different venues. We gonna get this money, man. People don't be having no hustle in them at all. They don't. Let's just say it. Selling drugs don't make you a hustler and shit. A lot of niggas that sell drugs, they not really hustlers. You're just a drug dealer and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're just a drug dealer. And this generation, it really ain't no hustlers in this generation. It be niggas be selling like 5, 6 different drugs and shit. Niggas be selling like 5, 6 different drugs. Ice? What the fuck is ice? Methamphetamine. Motherfuckers be selling that. Percocets, heroin, fentanyl, cocaine. You gotta do all of that to keep up with the dribble, man. Are you serious? And y'all be killing motherfuckers with the fentanyl and you continue to sell it. Like, who the fuck would sell something that kills people and shit? You got to be a desperate motherfucker. You got to be a desperate motherfucker, man. Like, and these niggas be thinking they live. You mean it's you selling all the new drugs that the white man had created for your ass to go to jail. Crack didn't, the stigma of crack, it ain't the same and shit. So they came with some more shit. I be looking at niggas, man, you know, especially niggas my age and shit. I'm like, man, my nigga, what the fuck do you know about methamphetamines? What? Who taught you that shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where did you get this shit from? Fentanyl and all this shit. Motherfuckers mixing up shit, killing motherfuckers and shit, man. Babies be finding it, eating it, dying. The fuck did you, man, who taught you this shit, man? Where did you get this shit from? Desperation. That's where you got it from. But boom, boom, boom. He said, I never got my CMOS. You's a fucking lie, and I'm kicking your bitch ass out of my chat. Don't ever try to slander my fucking hustler acumen. You crazy, motherfucker. Look, hold on. Got me fucked up. It's the wrong channel. The nerve of you when I'm up in here speaking hustler language. You got jokes. You need to be absorbing this shit, man. If you in here, y'all should be absorbing this shit, man. This shit work. This shit I'm talking to you about, this shit work. This shit is proven to work. You know what I'm saying? For real. He said weed is different. Only a rifle hustler can move off weed because everybody got it. Dun, 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 dun. If you have talents in the brain, you cannot be held back. If Fetty born, you can transition. So why would you want that shit in your house? Why would you want that shit in your house? Why would you want to be like fucking with that shit? One mistake can cost you your life. This motherfucker just tried to slander my mama. I hear that shit? Talking about he ain't never got no CMOS. The fuck? That nigga, I don't even sell CMOS no more. I pumped it all. Pumped it all. That's how well it was going. He said, if you selling exotic strains, you can make bread, but you gotta be selling it to niggas that's getting money. Like regular people can't afford them $100 an eighth, them expensive strains and shit like that. It ain't a lot of money in that shit. You gotta have that type of clientele to boom off that shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas selling nicks will pass you. Niggas selling nicks will bypass you and shit. Cause there's more common people with common money, you know what I'm saying, who can afford a nick or who can afford a 20 sack and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That other shit, you'll be sitting on that shit unless you got that type of clientele and shit. He said Keith Murray is smoked out. I think that has a lot to do with alcohol and that dust. Keith used to smoke dust. I see a lot of similarities in Keith and Molly G, a lot. And they was together for some years and shit, doing whatever it is they doing. Nigga talking about some sea moss. I ain't had that shit in like 2 years. The fuck is you talking about? He said you giving away the game. I got no reason to conceal it from you. I'm Big Brother Dribble Almighty. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, they giving you bad information. If I give you some game and it work out for you, you might tell somebody and they'll come back. You know what I mean? Could build a nation of hustlers and shit. I got no reason to conceal this knowledge. I have no reason to do that. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about Whack 100 in Clubhouse? Whack 100 is proving that everything that was said about that hip hop uncovered, they were supposed to do 2 of them or more. They were supposed to do more people. We never gonna see another hip hop uncovered, you know, when they profile people from the music industry that's supposed to be legends. That was some bullshit. Excuse me. And if you listen to Whack 100 talk about Big U, you know that he wasn't deserving of no documentary and shit. Like, not for no musical accolades or nothing like that. It was some bullshit. What they did was, they tried to do what they did. They pulled it off. They said, we're gonna go stand next to Haitian Jack, who really has the mystique, who people are really interested in, and we're gonna align ourselves with him and put out a production, you know what I'm saying, and ride the wave like that. But it's up. You hear everything that come out of Wack's mouth. You hear Loose Cannon, his interview with DJ Academics. They talk about the Nipsey situation and shit like that. It's a video on this channel. It's been up a couple years. I told y'all, I was warned about Big U. Way before he became popular online and shit, I was warned about him. And when you listen to him and Whack 100 going back and forth, you now understand why. He said I was gonna ask what happened to that show. Them niggas didn't deserve no fucking show like that. Trick is The show was supposed to profile movers and shakers in the music industry. Whack 100, Big U, Trick. Deb Anthony, she had some shit that she did in the music business. Bimmy had some things that he did in the music business. Haitian Jack did too, but he jacked for it and shit. Like, he had artists and shit like that, but the perception of it was that this Hip Hop Uncovered was profiling successful movers and shakers in the music business. There's probably some people that deserved it that didn't get profiled. He said, yeah, Haitian Jack and Bimmy was on the way higher level. He said, Trick been in the game for a minute, though. What that mean? What did he do? What did he do? What did he do? He said, you said sorry to sub. I don't say sorry to anybody. Black men ain't sorry. We apologize, but I didn't even apologize to him. He could suck my dick. I said that from start to finish. Anybody that I ever said suck my dick to, I done discarded you forever and shit. We could never be cool. And I done already established that in my mind. But before I told you to eat a dick, I'm letting you know where I'm at with it and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, you ain't gonna get no fucking apologies from me. Apologize to that nigga for what? He can eat a dick. Fuck him. Now, hashtag that. He said, Trick running for Eminem, that's where I know him from. He stopped a Rick Ross concert in Detroit. I know Trick from whooping Trick Daddy. I can't believe that y'all still listen to the nigga. I can't believe that y'all still listen to the nigga. He lied. He said Loaded Lux was dead. He gave everybody a detailed story. He said Lux's face was blown off and all this crazy shit. He said Lux didn't have a brother. He do got a brother. His brother was the one that unfortunately lost his life. I seen a picture of him. He looked like Lux and everything and shit. Just look, you know, he's younger, but you could clearly tell that it's his brother. But according to Sub, he ain't got no brother. Like he know what the fuck he talking about. When Un grew up with the nigga and shit. He said most heard of Trick Trick over the Young Bird chain. My man said I don't know one song from Trick Trick. Me neither. He said, I just caught that. He tried to beef with you. Man, I'm on a whole different level than that nigga, man. I don't give a fuck how he feel. I told more high profile people to eat a dick and they ain't do nothing about it. So, and I go wherever the fuck I want. I be in these niggas cities. I be on flyers, all of that shit. Taking pictures, the whole 9 yards. I'm kicking you out. Ghost Rewind, I'm kicking you out. When you ask me a question like that, I can clearly tell you don't understand my excellence. You don't. He said, Trick the check-in, dude. He said, I feel you, Un said sorry. Maybe Un said something that he felt was inappropriate. It's Ramadan and shit. You know, maybe he did it for those reasons. Me? I ain't apologizing to no motherfucking body. Kiss my ass. He said Trick is trash. He said that TV show just highlighted industry thugs. More or less, yeah. I know that it wasn't the way that it was announced to us. Like, it said that these are the movers and shakers. I'm like, man, I be busting more moves than most of these niggas on this show. Like, what the fuck is they talking about? He said, Big U been hating on Nipsey for the longest. I'm reading a book called Most Dope. It's about Mac Miller. He said, why only black rappers got to check in? No actors, singers, nobody else. What's the name? Benzino shot a music video in Detroit, and it's a bunch of niggas that was saying he wouldn't have did that if they would have knew about it. Big U, Trick, Deb, Haitian Jack, extortion. It was extortion documentary. Trick being called Stephen Fesho, Stephen from the Django for defending Eminem. Most niggas who come to his aid be looking like bootlickers and shit like that. You know, niggas are rant and rave, talk about, he did this, he did that for me. He disrespected black women on a song. He was saying niggas and monkeys and shit like that. How can you look the other way after a motherfucker that did some shit like that? How could you possibly overlook that? Even if people be saying it was a long time ago, what the fuck is you talking about? Slavery was a long time ago too. You forgave them for that? The fuck? Boom, 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 boom. Because rappers want to be in the underworld, so you need those type of people to move around. That's not no man shit, what you just said and shit. It's not. If you want to be extorted, you can go about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Paying motherfuckers to roll with you and shit, that's still in a form of extortion. He said, Trick defends Kid Rock too, so you know what time he on. It's a shame. Some niggas don't got no true knowledge of self and shit. Once you get that, once you have knowledge of self, you know what it is. No one in America today was a slave or slave owner. What are you talking about? Forgive them. I'm kicking you out because I don't understand what the fuck you saying. Fuck out of here. I want y'all to pass the word. I got a zero tolerance for bullshit over here and shit. I want y'all to spread that amongst the people that you be around. That nigga Gully TV will kick you off his channel for life, for little or nothing. I will. I will. Especially when I'm teaching. Zero tolerance. He said, let's get back to the hustler talk. We outnumbered. We outnumbered. Doom, doom, doom. Trick, defending massa. Pretty much, that's what the fuck it is and shit. It's all over the blogs and shit like that. Eminem don't love that nigga. He don't. Boom, boom, boom. No bullshit on the channel. Yeah. No sarcasm. None of that shit. Motherfuckers will say I was joking. Black men don't joke. If you into joking and shit, go be a comedian. Don't come here. Don't come here with your jokes and shit. He said, as a black man that grew up on the white side of town, I would have never been with M or Kid Rock once they started rapping. Rochester to Mobile, Alabama. He said, they must have forgot you from PA. We bid all day. I don't. I hustle all day. I did my bid when I was upstate. That was the end of it. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if this your first time here. Hit the top notification bell so you know what I mean? You get the notification whenever I'm on live stream. Boom, boom, boom. He said, Trick probably ain't been around that nigga in years. He's bugging the fuck out, man. It just looked bad. It just looked bad. Benzino did an interview with Dogface Calderon. The other interview was cool. He doing that which will put him in the spotlight. His beef with Eminem. The song is hot. Rap Elvis, it's hot. It's so hot that people feel that he didn't write it. I don't think he wrote it either. He said, Trick is irrelevant. Trick is down bad. Boom, boom, boom. He said, if we don't get reparations, it's a rap between AI and the Mexicans. It's over for the black community. None of Eminem's music aged well. We still don't listen to it. I posted a picture of him on my Instagram a couple of days ago. He was in the studio with everybody that's working on this album. It was Alchemist, Dr. Dre, Dewan Porter, I think that's his name is. He was in D12. I think Royce was there. They looked it pretty serious. I said to myself, maybe this would be the project that I fuck with. But probably not. Probably not. He don't got soul, man. Rakim said that, man. I know you got soul. If you ain't got soul, you're not gonna make it in hip hop, man. It's melodies involved with this shit. It has to sound good and shit, you know what I mean? The lyrics mean a lot, trust me. But if it don't sound good, we heard niggas say some bullshit, but it sounded good. So we can think, da ha ha ha, da ha 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 ha. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers continue to play that shit, cause it sound good. You know what I'm saying? Paul Revere, boom, 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 boom. They was talking about some bullshit. I had a little horsey named Paul Revere. It gotta sound good. Eminem don't sound good. Hey, yo. Eminem couldn't make a joint. He couldn't make a joint more appealing than the rapping Duke. My brother can recite that shit. M had with Dre going back and forth word for word. I actually like Benzino interviews. Would be all right if he could get off the M addiction. Benzino be coked out. You heard him? I get coked out. You been coked out. Oh, shit. Gully, what's your take on DeHaven still talking about Jay-Z? Nigga be trying to get him a YouTube check, man. That's probably what, I believe once niggas get some YouTube notoriety, they be stuck on it, man. You be in the supermarket, motherfuckers walk up to you, want a picture and shit like that. You get to feel like you doing something, like you a part of the business, but you're not. He said, Graph is better. Hamster, what's up? It's almost 50 minutes. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday. He said, DeHaven throwing rocks at the throne. I gotta go ahead and get in this gym. Give me like an hour workout. I'm gonna get back with y'all later on. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at I am Gully TV _ the website, therealdribble.com. Go over there and get knit. East Coast, it's snowing and shit. It's cold. Snapback is not gonna keep Jack Cross off your motherfucking skimmer. So, boom, 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 boom. Earl, what up? I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday, man. I'm gonna get at y'all later. Peace.